Service, so many of our officers have left, and I'm sure there will be plenty of time to discuss all of that. Bob Dunny, to discuss a point of agreement.
It's untenable for officers to be asked to respond to the 200,000 mental health calls they receive every year, tasked with the responsibility of taking on the mental health crisis, the homelessness crisis.
But those issues can be handled by a new Department of Community Safety. Marla Diamond, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Don't look for President Trump at Dick Cheney's funeral today. The White House says Donald Trump was not Washington, D.C. Former Presidents Bush and Biden will be there with Mr. Bush scheduled to speak. A woman who worked for New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew is now accused of faking a politically motivated attack against herself. Authorities say 26-year-old Natalie Green zip-tied herself and paid an artist to both fake scar her face and body and write Trump whore on her stomach. She claimed the attack happened July 23rd on a nature trail in Egg Harbor Township, and that 3 men were involved and 1 had a gun. Officials apparently became suspicious when they found other zip ties and a roll of duct tape in her car. She is now charged with conspiracy and making false statements.
Good.
And could be
very good.
5 years in jail.
Very good.
There's some big news for the animal rescue community across New York State. Governor Hochul has announced $10 million to support shelters,
That's what
rescues,
needs to
and
happen
humane
to these
societies
idiots.
to renovate their facilities. This is through the Companion Animal
Want to
Capital
make
Fund,
false
which
claim?
has given out $48 million in grants since 2017.
Do some
The
time
governor
in that
says
jail.
$1 million will specifically go to smaller private rescue organizations that are not contracted to cities and towns.
So
The
many people
deadline to
going
apply
through
is
so much
January
things, I
30th.
don't want to play
The
game.
infant formula tied to a botched 31 infants have been hospitalized across 15 states with suspected or confirmed botulism and linked to ByHeart Whole Nutrition infant formula products. The recall includes all unexpired lots of formula cans and single-serve anywhere pack sticks. The company now pulling all of its infant formula products after federal regulators say some stores were still selling the products. Michelle Franzen, ABC News. New York City seeing a spike in Mpox cases. That's a rare but contagious disease. It's primarily transmitted through intimate and or sexual contact. You can also get it off clothing, bedding, or other items used by someone with the virus. There have been 88 infections reported in the 5 boroughs since the beginning of October, 348 year to date. What to look for? Flu-like symptoms and a rash or sores. Are you ready for it? Wicked fans are counting down the minutes for Wicked 2 to be released in theaters.
I'm gonna see it with my friends, and they was trying to see it like next week, but I gotta see it opening night, so it's a must.
But some movie theaters are playing Wicked Part 1 just to get fans in the spirit. Noldy and Clarence weren't planning on seeing Wicked, but now that there is a movie, they're considering it.
I didn't see Wicked 1, but the music was catchy as hell. I ain't even gonna lie. They had that one song, I forgot, but it was catchy. I remember my little sister was singing it.
Wicked Part 2 comes out across all theaters on Friday, but there's a chance to see an early release. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in Greenwich Village.
A special treat for both Cynthia Erivo and the members of the Girls Choir at Herald High School in Clapham Park, London. At 30, the BBC Radio 1 following Erivo as she returned to her high school stomping ground and surprised the students who were rehearsing this big song from Wicked.
like over 20 years ago. So to come back and listen to you singing that song is really wonderful. Well done, everyone.
Yeah, she told them not to be afraid to ask for help and guidance to fulfill their dreams, and then not to be afraid of the hard work that comes with it. Regional theater is having a moment on Long Island. One reason, the high cost of Broadway show tickets. With the Broadway League telling Newsday, Long Islanders make up only 4.3% of their overall audience. That is compared to 12% around 20 years ago.
How many Broadway shows have you gone to recently?
None.
That's the consensus here in Huntington, where people say they go to the local theaters or simply stream plays from home instead of traveling into the city for Broadway shows.
The performances at Engelman are fabulous. Why travel into New York when you can get great theater here?
This woman just moved to Long Island.
So tending not to leave anywhere. I feel like Huntington is such a great town in terms of, it has everything at your doorstep, and I love the city. It's just, if you don't need to leave, why?
Another big reason for not traveling into the city, people working from home, and it's easier just staying local. Sophia Hall, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM on Long Island.
It's time now for today's Spotlight on Money.
Welcome to the Bronx.
Studies over the years have said that disagreements about money are the number one source of arguments in a relationship and one of the leading causes of divorce, regardless of income level. Ed Jertson, founder of the Engaged Wealth Group in Chicago, says you can avoid that strife by having a stress-free conversation with your partner ahead of time.
What you prioritize and how you're going to handle money going forward as a collective unit.
I'm Rob Hart.
At Ouriel Hearing, our mission
that
is
the
simple,
truth?
to make better hearing affordable
Money
for everyone.
in relationship.
Enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right
if
out
you
of the
want
box.
relationship to last,
Research shows that wearing hearing
make
aids
sure
can
that
reduce your risk of dementia
you
by
have money.
61%. Join over
It
1
seems
million
like without
happy
money,
and shop Black Friday deals before they're gone.
there's
at
nothing going on.
audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
New York Lottery's holiday scratch-off games are the perfect gift for
As
everyone.
sad as it might sound, it's the
I
truth.
told you I didn't need a gift this year, but I really want one.
Or me, your neighbor Frank. Hope you didn't forget I'm coming to your holiday party.
Or me. Why does no one ever think of the voiceover guy?
When you have no money,
Holiday scratch-off games have more
you
winners
have no money.
$5,000. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
The NYC Department of Health is reminding all NYC residents the time is now to get your flu shot. Protect yourself and the people around you, especially those who might be more at risk of getting seriously sick from the flu. Roll up your sleeves and make your move, NYC. It's quick, easy, and it can even be fun. Just ask Ellie from the New York Liberty, who teamed up with NYC Health Commissioner Michelle Morse to take her shot. Find out where you can get your flu shot at nyc.gov/health/map. That's nyc.gov/health/map.
Still ahead.
The street is a big again.
Begin.
Look and make sure.
Okay, who's that and what's he talking about? We shall tell you coming up. First,
Bridge.
let's get to where you need to go. Here's Russ Meyer.
Benjamin
Major delays coming into the city across the Hudson
Nolan.
River. Here's what you need to know about bridges and tunnels. The numbers
Wait.
won't give at the JWB. It's about 50, as in 50 minutes for the upper level of the bridge, half hour for
Says
the lower
Williams
level.
Bridge
About
Road.
25 from
I guess they have
446, about 20
abbreviation on it too.
Parkway.
They call
Meanwhile,
it
the outbound side.
Judge
Construction of the lower
Benjamin
level, that means
Nolan.
most Bronx approach is already backed up for 40 minutes. Lincoln Tunnel is also about 40 minutes on the inbound side. It looks good outbound. The Outer Tunnel is about 45 to 50 from the covered roadway. If coming up with the turnpike, that is about a half hour outbound. Lincoln and Holland are good. We're also seeing some delays now at the Midtown crossing, 59th Street Bridge, heavy on both decks into and out of Manhattan, and about a 5 to 10 minute queue on the westbound side of the yellow line getting to the Queens Midtown Tunnel. Rockland County, southbound side of the New York State Thruway, got a significant backup heading down towards 14A, with Garden State Parkway. That's where you have a crash in the left lane, so you can try Route 59 instead. Long Island thoroughfares doing okay, but we looks like we may have a little fender bender eastbound on the northern state by Shelter Rock Road. We will check that out for you. And support is sponsored by ThriveWellInfusion.com, saving lives trip by trip, living with a chronic illness that requires IV medication. Say hello to state-of-the-art private suites for all your infusion needs at ThriveWell Infusion, providing exceptional care, comfort for ThriveWellInfusion.com, saving lives trip by trip. Russ Meyer, 10 wins on 92.3 FM.
Hey, Jeff. Shout out to all the Jersey listeners this morning with a fun fact for you. It was on this day, Joe, in 1789 that New Jersey became the very first state in the land to ratify the Bill of Rights.
Shout out to New Jersey.
How about that? Way to go. What are the skies looking like over New Jersey and for the rest of us too?
Right now it's pretty cloudy in a lot of places. There's a little sun getting through those clouds,
You
but
know how
they're
long
not
that
real
was?
clouds, which means they'll be easily
like
thinning out as we go into the midday and afternoon hours.
very, very
and with
long
some sun, we're going to
time.
make a run at 50, probably fall a degree shy in Midtown at 49. Tonight the clouds increase again to the west and southwest, our low 42, 30s in most suburbs. Clouds tomorrow, just a few peaks of sun, still a bit mild with the high 55. Now, as a weak area of low pressure moves by over south tomorrow night, we may get a little rain from it. Whatever that would be leaving quickly Saturday morning, followed by some afternoon sunshine, the high 52. A mix of sun and clouds on tap for Sunday. Looks like a dry, chilly finish to the weekend with a high around 50. Partly sunny, 41 in Central Park. Humidity is 44%, the wind north at 8. Repeating the current temperature 41, going up to 49 in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg at New York Weather Station, 1010 winds on 92.3 FM.
Dress the part and behave. Ahead of the holiday travel season, that is the message in a new video campaign from Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy.
There's been a 400% increase in unruly passenger incidents on planes since 2019.
They said they had him restrained, he broke out, and there's passengers holding him down now.
That from an incident over the summer captured by liveatc.net. Now Duffy is launching a campaign to restore courtesy and class to air travel.
Manners don't stop at the gate.
Duffy tells travelers to ask,
Are you saying please and thank you in general? The golden age of travel begins with you.
Clara McMichael, ABC News.
The Golden Age of Travel campaign is also asking airline passengers to dress respectably. Authorities in France are doing more than just asking nicely. They have launched a crackdown on badly behaving travelers, creating a database where airlines can report people to the government. Violators can be fined as much as 20,000 euros, which is around $23,000. Repeat offenders, they can be banned from flying for up to 4 years. Hip-hop and R&B going to be front and center at this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Busta Rhymes will be riding the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles float this year. Little John will make his parade debut with Toys R Us and the Jeffrey's Dazzling Dance Party float. This iconic group, Kool and the Gang, making a fourth parade appearance on the Bronxville float. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade stepping off 1 week
Toys
from
R Us
today,
is still around.
7th in Central Park West.
You know that. Debate back in the news.
Real or fake? The American Christmas Tree Association says 83% of homes that put up a tree will go artificial. But it's been a pretty good growing year for the nation's Christmas tree farms, and prices will reflect that.
When you have the large supply that we have right now, you need to get the trees harvested and sold.
Marsha Gray heads the Real Christmas Tree Board.
We can't leave them in the ground forever.
With most of our Christmas decorations coming from China, the price of artificial trees will run about 20% higher this year than last. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Hey, remember this iconic commercial? If you know, you know. Well, the ketchup people are taking a cue from Friends.
Restaurants and places in New York where you're most likely to see a celebrity. Yeah. Any celebrity, of course. On that list, views on the website, there right now, you see the outside of the restaurant, and then a circle picture in the same picture as the restaurant with Leonardo DiCaprio and Sid Rosenberg. No Bodine. DiCaprio and Rosenberg. Remember that picture? My yellow jacket, tan, the whole thing. That's the picture on the radio picture on one of the 10 most likely places to see a celebrity. I didn't see Harold Lewis on that picture. No, Harold, jackass Lewis there. Is he a celebrity? What, is he a celebrity? No, what is he? A celebrity? I don't know. I just wear a celebrity. The stage.
Wilson also won Album of the Year for Whirlwind and Female Vocalist of the Year for the 4th time. Entertainment on 10 Wins is sponsored by Schulman & Hill, New York's injury lawyers.
Go to hurtny.com.
That's hurtny.com.
John Montone, look at all those presents. Ho, 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 Todd. We've got 6 grandkitties now, so I'll need a bigger trunk to haul all those toys. John, your holiday wish has been granted, because right now, during the Black Friday sale event at Ramsey 23 Dodge Ram, you can lease the new 2025 Ram 1500 Big Arm Crew Cab 4x4 for $329 a month for 42 months. Or get 0% APR
Oh, baby. I got what you want. I got what you need.
So hurry on over to the Black Friday sales event at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
My friends, you gotta catch the news without the noise. Get out of the AM. Switch to 92.3 FM. We're powered by 1010 Wins.
People may try to change this settings, but you know, change. So it is what it is.
We'll give you the world. Good morning. We're at 41 degrees at 9:40 on this Thursday, November 20th. I'm Scott Stanford. Here's what's happening. Forget that phone call. It's a Mamdani Trump face-to-face in the Oval Office tomorrow. NYPD is on the hunt for a guy who slashed 2 men in the face down in the subway. The infant botulism cases have jumped to 31, and officials say they're still finding the recalled By Heart formula on some of the store shelves. Child care mighty expensive these days. A new study shows
And we need to be careful going in the White House with Trump, because he like to disrespect people when time he bring them in the White House. And I hope he ready for it. I mean, if he disrespect for disrespect, I say go. Yeah, brother, you don't got to talk to me like that. Simple, I say for deal there. Know yourself.
Let's get you back out to those Thursday morning roads. Here's Russ Meyer.
Got a gridlock alert day today, but it didn't seem to deter a lot of folks from taking their car into the city, because we have got big backups and have been all morning backed up at the GWB, the Lincoln, and the Holland. It's starting to give a little. We're at 45 to 50 for the GWB upper level. For the lower level, that's down to about 20-25 minutes. Get over those birds to 4 and 46, and now they will be about 15 minutes. Lincoln Tunnel's close to 40, but going on down a little bit, and we're down around 35 to 40 for the inbound side of the Holland Tunnel from Pulaski Skyway and the covered roadway, and about 20-25 from the Turnpike. Now, the outbound Lincoln and Holland are fine, but the outbound GWB coming from the Cross Bronx, that'll be about 45 minutes. You have got work going on the lower level, taking out a lane. That'll be the deal for the midday. Transit note, because of an Amtrak switch issue near Secaucus, Enter Transit's Midtown Direct Rail service is being diverted into Hoboken. New Jersey Transit Rail
come up with a mechanism
and private
people
buses and have passed
to all this thing here in place. Got my camera. Skeek, 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 skeek. Skeek, 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 skeek. Well, so this come down, yes, sir. If this come down, if I like the other one, let me see, yes, sir. This one, I don't know if it go. I don't know where we go. We have a waterway, this one. This come over, so that come over, so. Governor, so. No, that's not what they put up.
It's about political Congress complains about financial hardship while sipping sparkling water in the lobby of a hotel that charges $900 a night for city view. Maybe instead of stretching dollars, Congresswoman talking
$900 a night.
For the Black Information Network. Black news from black journalists.
The Black Information Network.
BIN New York.
Headlines with the Harlem Hustle.
Here's what's trending this hour. Democrats are pushing back on President Trump's plan to fund a White House ballroom with private donations. Senator Elizabeth Warren and Congressman Robert Garcia introduced the Stop Ballroom Bribery Act on Tuesday. It would ban President Trump soliciting donations, keep donor names off display, and impose a 2-year cooling off period before donors can lobby the government. The White House hasn't commented. I'm Bree Wood with what's trending.
This country is something else.
Covering the latest news,
kind of things for them lobby for and so they put up. Sometimes you have to
Human Jukebox, the Fayetteville State University Marching Bronco Express, the Florida A&M University Marching 100, and Miles College Purple Marching Machine are being named finalists for ESPN's 2025 Red Lobster Band of the Year. The HBCU bands will showcase their talents in Atlanta, Georgia on December 12th for a national championship. Both FAMU and Miles College are returning champions from Division I and Division II, respectively. ESPN Executive Director John Grant created the Band of the Year and said in a statement, he went on to say, special recognition goes to the adjudication committee and the 4 exceptional bands who earned the honor to compete in Atlanta for the national championship, exemplifying excellence, dedication, and the rich cultural legacy of HBCU and high school. HBCU News, I'm Morgan Wood on the Black Information Network.
America's trusted black voice.
The Black Information Network.
BIN New York.
New York City story in our voice. The Black Information Network. Stay informed at BINnews.com.
Follow us on Facebook at the Black Information Network and tell your smart device to play the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Shay Diddy on the Black Information Network. In 2019, the St. John Will.I.Am Coltrane African Orthodox Church observed its 50th anniversary. Based in San Francisco, the church uses John Coltrane's music as a source for religious discovery. Instead of singing traditional hymns, worshipers chant Coltrane Supreme, and there are monthly meditations where people commune with Coltrane's music. In 1965, Renzo King and his wife, Marina King, saw Coltrane live at San Francisco Jazz Club. The couple had a religious experience. They called it a sound baptism. In the years leading up to his death in 1967 at the age of 40, Coltrane's music had grown increasingly spiritual. He said that he wanted to be a saint, and in him, Renzo God. Instead of a mural of Jesus in the sanctuary, there is one of patron Saint John Coltrane. And that's a fact. I'm Shay Diddy on the Black Information Network. Entertainment news on the Black Information Network. Singer David, whose full name is David Burke, is now considered a suspect in the death of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. KCLA legal analyst Allison Trussell calls it significant that the LAPD is naming him a suspect.
It means that they have gathered enough evidence to believe that that person is somehow linked to a crime.
Missing from Lake Elsinore since April 2024 was found dismembered inside a Tesla registered for birth after the car was abandoned in the Hollywood Hills. Investigators do believe the killer had help. And in more entertainment news, an in-flight dispute over the weekend on a Vegas to Atlanta Delta flight is being investigated. The legal team for Real Housewives of Atlanta's Power Portia Williams claims she was verbally assaulted by an unhinged passenger. Atlanta police say
say it ended in a physical confrontation on the flight. Williams was seen walking away from the plane with law enforcement, although her attorney says she was not escorted off. The FBI Atlanta's office says they are aware of the incident and Florida is cooperating. With the latest in entertainment at 17 and 47 minutes past each hour, I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network. Your home for Black News.
I'm Bill Black with another Bet You Didn't Know music fact. All right, class, today we'll talk about the song that got away. So, this is no addition. You know, Ronnie, Bobby, Vicky, Johnny, and Ralph. And they've given us hits throughout the years like Keep It In Love, Pretty Girl, and Can You Stand the Rain? Then there was the song that was written with New Edition in mind, but kind of got away. Let me explain. Let's take it back to 1985 in the movie Crush Groove, starring Blair Underwood, Sheila E., and a slew of rappers like LL Cool J, Run DMC, the Fat Boys, and even New Edition was in the movie. Producers Jimmy Jam and Mary Lewis were asked to write a ballad for the love scene in the movie. But due to contract negotiations, New Edition's label would not allow them to record the song for the soundtrack. The song instead went to the Force MDs. The song, Tender Love. I'm Bill Black with another Bet You Didn't Know music fact on the Black Information Network.
I'm Esther Dillard from 24/7 News, the Black Information Network. Here are your top stories. A pregnant black mom and her son are attacked by a mob of kids in Chicago, Illinois. A black Oakland, California man is charged with murder for the targeted assassination of legendary college football coach John Dean. And former VP Kamala Harris stopped in Nashville, Tennessee on her book tour, but also she made a stop at a Get Out to Vote rally for a special election on December 2nd. Voters will decide who will fill Tennessee's 7th congressional district seat. And Harris made it clear to the packed crowd at Hadley Park their vote still matters. Former Tennessee state candidate Allie Phillips posted some of what Harris said to the crowd on TikTok.
You stand right now in a position to dictate the next months and years and decades. We were all born leaders. It's a matter of when you decide to turn it on.
Democrat Afton Bain is facing Republican Matt Van Epp. You may have seen the viral video of a black woman in active labor forced to leave the hospital. An Indiana couple says the hospital sent them away while the mother was in active labor, forcing them to deliver the baby on the side of the road. Mercedes and Leon Wells, a black family from Crown Point, say staff at Franciscan Health dismissed her contractions and told them to leave. Minutes into their drive to another hospital, Leon had to deliver their baby himself.
I saw her push up, pulled a little bit, and baby came out. And I didn't know what to do. I just prayed.
Mercedes says before that moment, she felt the nurse at the hospital didn't treat her like she was in active labor.
No empathy. She didn't show any care.
Franciscan Health says it's launched an internal investigation. The Wells family is demanding accountability and an apology. Meanwhile, in Washington state, the Tacoma City Council is considering a new safety plan that will utilize alternatives to police responses when it comes to safety. Q5 News report is part of a 10-year outlook called Tacoma 2035. Black business owner Reginald Jacob Howell thinks it's a good idea.
I see those people coming every day, old, small, kids, rich, poor. We take care of everyone, and I think that's what we need to do is just look out for one another.
Howell is the co-owner of Grand Restaurant. The plan is set to focus on effective police response as well as supporting safe spaces. A Nashville, Tennessee judge ruled the deployment of the National Guard to the predominantly black city of Memphis is unlawful. Black Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris is now ordering the National Guard to be removed from Memphis. However, Governor Bill Lee's office says an appeal is in the works. Both sides spoke to Fox 13 News.
This is, we believe, the first state action against the unlawful deployment of the military against Americans.
I'm hard-pressed to find any citizen who isn't enjoying the added level of safety that now is the norm.
The decision came 4 days after Memphis police announced the expected arrival of between 140 and 180 additional National Guard members. I'm Esther Dillard on your home for Black News First, the Black Information Network.
The stories that are important to you. Chicago and the city of St. Paul have filed a lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Justice over restrictions on a community policing grant.
On the 24/7 News Network, Black U.S. Representative Bonnie Watson-Coleman, who represents New Jersey's 12th Congressional District, has announced she'll retire at the end of her current term next year.
Giving voice to the black community.
They're not understanding the actual ramifications of gun use.
This is the Black Information Network.
The biggest black news every 30 minutes.
The Black Information Network.
BIN New York.
Where the city listens first. Your money on the Black Information Network.
We're seeing new signs of stress in the job market. Nearly 40,000 Americans got layoff warning notices in October, one of the highest levels in almost 20 years. These are called warn notices, and companies are required to send them 60 days before major layoffs. Big employers like Target, Amazon, and UPS have all announced cuts. And because the government shutdown delayed 2 months of federal job data, we don't know the full picture of how the labor market is doing. The private numbers that we do have point to the same direction. October layoffs were the highest in 22 years, and companies shed an average of about 2,500 jobs a week going into November. For black workers who are still more concentrated in retail, warehouse, and service jobs, this trend hits harder. Those are the sectors making some of the hardest cuts. Economists warn that this may be just the start. They expect layoffs to keep rising next year as more companies shift to AI and automation. With Money News at 24 and 54 minutes past each hour,
send your kids to learn trade into the hospital field. Hospital field.
Original Black Report.
The Black Information Network.
BIN New York.
Born of the boroughs.
I'm Missy Jordan, and I'm Esther Dillon. I'm your host for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network. A family is looking to take legal action after their child was killed by a 100-pound tree limb that fell on him while at a camp in Southern California. The parents of 8-year-old Lamar McLaughlin witnessed the incident as they arrived for pickup at Camp Wildcraft. The lawsuit claims the camp owners and operator failed to address the hazardous condition of the oak tree, despite repeated warnings about its dangerous state. Mountains Recreation and Conservative Authority has 45 days to respond to the claims before the family can proceed with a wrongful death lawsuit. The Miami FBI is investigating the death of an 18-year-old Florida cheerleader on board the Carnival cruise ship that may involve her stepbrother. Legal analyst Mark Eiglar says if Anna Kepner's death is deemed a homicide, the greatest challenge for investigators will be to prove venue.
Courts cannot even begin to prosecute a defendant unless it can be established that the crime occurred within the jurisdiction in which the courts are being held. So if it didn't happen in Miami, they can't bring it in Miami court.
Kepner's body was found on the ship at Port Miami. According to the FBI, Kepner's 16-year-old stepbrother is a suspect in the death investigation. Eiglar says if he's charged with the murder, he may be tried in federal court. U.S. Representative Jasmine Crockett says next month she will announce whether she'll seek re-election to Congress or run for the U.S. Senate. On Monday, the two-term Black Dallas Democrat says she'll base her decision on the results from some private polling she commissioned. Crockett said she'll make the announcement on December 8th, the last day to file for the March primary. And the final batch of pennies minted by the U.S. government is expected to bring in big bucks at auction. The coins will be sold at auctions December 11th with 232 3-penny cents, one for each year pennies have been in circulation.
That's where she can make more difference.
Is expected to bring in around $45,000 to $50,000. I'm Missy Jordan, along with Esther Dillard, on your home for Black News First, the Black Information Network. Now, here's your Healthy Minute. The old adage says you are what you eat. And a recent study found that ultra-processed food like fast food, ready-to-eat meals, and protein bars are linked to harm in every major organ in the human body. That's according to the world's largest review of ultra-processed foods and their impact on global health. The study published in The Lancet also found that these foods are being aggressively marketed by corporations, skewing scientific debate and working to prevent regulation. In the U.S., more than half of the average diet consists of ultra-processed foods, particularly in poor areas. This will ultimately contribute to the health disparities that already exist in black and brown communities, which could lead to increased rates of diabetes, obesity, hypertension, and heart
As I
disease.
drive around
That's your
this
Healthy
place
Minute.
and I see
I'm
so
Morgan Wood
many
on the Black
houses,
Information Network.
you know, with
BINnews.com,
them
your home for Black News First.
burnout or
Real change doesn't start at the
board
top.
around.
It starts with people.
I'm
That's
like,
the
yo,
mission of the Obama
I
Foundation,
would love
to
to have
support
money.
young leaders,
And every time I
organizers,
see one of
and
them,
everyday people
I'm
who are
able to
doing the
just
hard
purchase
work
it.
to improve their communities. So if you believe in the power of
Honestly,
leadership, service,
there's
and
so
community,
many houses.
join us. Learn more about the Obama Foundation and how you can help today at obama.org/BIN. That's obama.org/BIN.
Time now for another preposition safety tip. Don't advertise vacations on social media. It's okay to share memories, not your absence. Safety starts with
So
you.
you call
Share your tip and hashtag lock it up.
generational wealth. When you can
WWRL
purchase
and
those
WWPR
type of
FM
buildings
HD3 New York.
Listen
and
online at
structure.
BINnews.com or tell your smart
Anyway,
device
my
to play
good
the Black
friends,
Information Network on
I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. If I can get this thing out, because I'm not sure why I'm not getting. I don't see nothing. I'm not getting to see nothing. So I'm not sure what's going on. My phone freeze up or something.